So my number four, let's go with Keenan Allen. It's not obviously like under the radar or anything, but I think Keenan Allen. Let's see. So his ADP on this list right now is about wide receiver seven-ish. Yeah, he's seven on here. Seven to anywhere from 7 to 10. People will have their Michael Thomas and AJ Brown love and stuff like that. But personally, on my list of wide receivers, I do have Keenan Allen as my number five. I know it's not like crazy high or anything, but I think he's so solidified and getting 12 targets a game. I think this is like Devontae Adams from last year, minus the upside that Devontae brings. Devontae has the extra just he can get 20 touchdowns in a season. Keenan can't do that, but Keenan can get like 140 receptions. I can see that. He can have like that type of Michael Thomas year that he had 2 years ago. I think him and Justin Herbert have that great connection. Justin he doesn't care. You see Justin Herbert targets Austin Eckler 16 times in a game. He targeted Keenan 19 times in a game. Once he latches onto you and realizes you're good, he'll throw it to you as many times as he wants. He's not that quarterback like Tom Brady who's going to throw it 5, 5, 5, 8 here. So I think if he can just beat out Mike Williams, I know it's not really a competition, but I noticed Mike Williams is getting some love towards the end of the season. Then he should be fine. He should be getting no less than 12 targets a game.
Yeah, no, I think that's very solid. Looking at his draft position according to Fantasy Pros, he's the wide receiver 10. And I would take him over AJ Brown. I would take him over Michael Thomas, DK Metcalf.
I don't even see how maybe Michael Thomas if it's Jameis, but the other two, how I don't see how that's a conversation. Especially AJ Brown. That one makes no. Why would you want a guy who gets 6 to 8 targets, who breaks 75 yarders all the time, but how predictable is breaking a 75 yarder versus those 10 to 15 yard catches 12 times a game?
No, 100% I agree with you. We both talked about this before. We prefer the route runners.
Yeah.
AJ Brown is basically a running back at wide receiver, and how can his production continue? I know from year 1 to year 2 they were questioning it. It happened. Now year 2 to year 3, we'll see what happens. But Keenan Allen was real quick looking at it. I think at number 8 in terms of points per game last season. He's a beast. he's an underrated route runner, underrated receiver in general, and I could definitely see him having a top 3 season with the second year quarterback Herbert and a new offensive system. Yeah, I don't think. Did you even talk about the fact that their head coach was a trash can?
Yeah. Yeah, so pretty much when they were down in games or up at all, but especially when they're down, they would just keep running it. They wouldn't try to come back. And I noticed every single time Herbert got a lead, the Saints, the Chiefs, the Bucks, the Dolphins, or was it Denver at the end of the year, one of the ones at the end of the year, they had easy wins multiple times, and they would just sit on the ball, run it with Josh Kelly 4 times up the middle, just get stuffed, lose the ball, and then they'd come back every fucking time. I think this year they're going to be all right, Herbert's he's pretty much almost Pat Mahomes. This guy can really take over a team. Just win by 50. Who cares about running out the clock? You know what I mean? I think they're really going to take that into account. And I also forgot to mention Keenan Allen actually had 8 touchdowns last year, so he's not useless in the red zone either. That was in 14 games. I can see reasonably 10 touchdowns this next year. 10 touchdowns, 1,500 yards, 120 catches. I could see that.
Yeah, at least. He's had injury concerns, but as of late, he's been playing full season, or not full seasons, nearly full seasons. And Herbert has all the upside in the world. And when a quarterback has all the upside in the world, your receivers have all the upside in the world.
I can never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right.